why ancient cultures measured time differently, and what they were trying to tell us. What if time itself isn't what we think it is, and the ancients knew that all along? Across civilizations, from the Maya and Egyptians to the Chinese and Sumerians, time wasn't just a number ticking away. It was alive. They measured it through the stars, the moon, the heartbeat of the earth, and their calendars were designed not only to count days, but to connect human consciousness with the universe itself. Modern science says time is relative, but what if our ancestors had already discovered that through myth, astronomy, and geometry? Stay until the end, because one forgotten artifact reveals how the ancients may have understood time not as something that passes, but as something that speaks. There are moments in history that make us wonder if ancient civilizations truly saw the universe through a different lens, one that connected spirit, nature, and science into a single rhythm. And perhaps that rhythm was time itself. The day the sun stood still. Ancient records, from the Hebrew Bible to the Chinese Book of Documents, describe a day when the sun refused to move across the sky. To us, it sounds impossible, but for ancient astronomers, it was a sign that time could bend. In Mesoamerica, the Maya's long count calendar marked cycles of creation and destruction spanning thousands of years, eerily similar to the cosmic cycles of the Hindu yugas. They didn't see time as linear. To them, time was a spiral, an infinite loop where past and future coexist. Modern physics calls this block time, a view shared by Einstein himself. Could the ancients have sensed this truth without telescopes or equations? The lost calendar of the gods. In ancient Egypt, priests at Heliopolis measured time not by clocks, but by the rising of stars like Sirius. When Sirius reappeared on the horizon, it signaled the flooding of the Nile, the rebirth of life. Their year had 12 months of 30 days plus 5 epigomenal days outside normal time. These extra days were sacred, days between worlds. The Egyptians believed the gods were born during these gaps, hinting that time itself could pause for creation to occur. Modern quantum theory talks about non-time moments, where particles seem to exist and not exist simultaneously. Could these ancient rituals reflect an intuitive understanding of the universe's hidden rhythm? The Sumerian clock of the heavens. Thousands of years before the Greeks, the Sumerians divided circles and hours into 60 parts. Why 60? No modern explanation fits perfectly. But Sumerian astronomy was obsessed with celestial harmonics, the repeating cycles of planets and moons. The number 60 could divide almost anything evenly, a mathematical reflection of cosmic order. Even NASA uses base 60 divisions for angular and time measurement today. Was this sexagesimal system a coincidence, or a legacy from a civilization that mapped the heavens with a precision we still don't fully understand? What if we didn't invent time? We just inherited its pattern, the Chinese mandate of time. In ancient China, emperors didn't just rule people, they ruled time itself. They recalibrated calendars to align human activity with celestial balance, believing that when time fell out of harmony, dynasties collapsed. Each era began with an astronomical reset, symbolizing cosmic renewal. In 104 BCE, the Han Dynasty introduced a calendar that synchronized lunar and solar cycles, an achievement that stunned modern historians. Even more curious, their concept of time, Shi, wasn't linear. It meant moment or occasion, something to be aligned with, not controlled. In Taoist texts, time flowed like water, cyclical, eternal, beyond measurement. Could this worldview have protected their civilization's stability for millennia, while ours races against the clock we created? The missing days of the Maya. When European scholars decoded the Maya calendar, they were shocked to find it didn't match the solar year. It was off by exactly a fraction of a day, but new research reveals the Maya knew that. They compensated for cosmic irregularities using a series of interlocking cycles, the Tzolk'in, Hab, and Long Count, that could predict solar eclipses, Venus transits, and even the precession of the equinoxes. Their mistake wasn't a flaw. It was a built-in flexibility, a cosmic breathing space. Modern atomic clocks may be precise, but even they drift by nanoseconds, forcing us to add leap seconds. So who really measured time better, us or them? Stone, stars, and sound. At Stonehenge, Nabta Playa, and Chaco Canyon, ancient architects aligned massive stones not just to mark solstices, but to resonate with sound. Recent acoustic studies show that many megalithic sites create low-frequency vibrations that amplify at dawn or dusk, precisely when light shifts most dramatically. Were these temples built as time instruments, translating light and sound into an experience of cosmic order? To the ancients, time was not silent. It hummed. Perhaps they didn't just watch time, they listened to it. Could ancient sound and geometry unlock the music of time itself? The modern blindness. Our clocks slice life into rigid seconds, but quantum physics now tells us time may be an emergent property, not a fundamental one. In 2023, a team at the University of Vienna demonstrated entangled time states, suggesting time may flow differently for different observers, even at microscopic scales. It's as if we're rediscovering what ancient cultures always implied. Time doesn't just move forward, it breathes, expands, folds back. Maybe the ancients weren't primitive. Maybe they were trying to tell us that time is not measured by gears or satellites, but by consciousness itself. When modern science rediscovers the ancient clock. For thousands of years, time was a mystery poets and priests tried to describe. Today, it's physicists who whisper the same questions in labs and observatories. And the answers they're finding sound hauntingly familiar to what the ancients once believed. Albert Einstein shattered the idea of absolute time when he showed that space and time are woven together, a single fabric called space-time. He proved that time slows down the faster you move, and it bends under the pull of gravity. To a Mayan astronomer or an Egyptian priest, that wouldn't sound absurd at all. They already saw time as a living field, stretching and folding with the motion of stars. But modern science didn't stop there. Quantum physicists like Carlo Rovelli now argue that time might not exist at all in the way we think, that it could be a byproduct of relationships between particles. When no one observes them, these particles seem timeless, existing in pure potential, just like the Egyptian days between worlds. It's as if the universe itself holds its breath between ticks of the cosmic clock. Even stranger, experiments in quantum entanglement have shown that two particles can be connected across vast distances and can even affect each other's state simultaneously, ignoring time altogether. What happens to one happens to the other instantly, as though the universe communicates through a dimension where time doesn't apply. Ancient mystics might have called that the eternal now. And then there's the human body, the most sophisticated timekeeper on Earth. Deep inside your brain, a cluster of neurons called the suprachiasmatic nucleus works like a biological sundial. It syncs your hormones, temperature, and alertness to the rhythm of light and darkness, the same cycles the ancients used to track planting, harvest, and ceremony. Your heart, your breath, your sleep, all follow hidden cosmic rhythms written in your DNA. Even at the cellular level, your body carries ancient knowledge of time, proof that it's not just a thing outside of us. It lives within us. Today's chronobiology research shows that disrupting these rhythms, through artificial light, jet lag, or constant stress, literally confuses our internal clock. We age faster. We lose focus. We feel out of sync. Could it be that when we lost the ancient sense of time as sacred and cyclical, we also lost our alignment with the universe itself? Einstein once said, "The distinction between past, present, and future is only a stubbornly persistent illusion." Maybe that illusion was what ancient civilizations tried to dissolve through rituals, alignments, and symbols, so humanity could remember that time is not our master, but our mirror. Maybe time was never meant to be counted, but remembered. From the ticking of atoms to the rhythm of your own heartbeat, everything in the universe moves to a hidden pulse, the same one the ancients tried to measure, not with machines, but with meaning. If the ancients were right and time is alive, then what is it trying to tell you? Tell us in the comments below, because the truth about time might begin with your answer. Oddiverse, where the unexplained meets the undeniable.